Last October, a federal judge threw out Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group. Before that, Kendrick Lamar made Not Like Us, a song that won a Grammy, got performed at the Super Bowl, and basically became the anthem for everybody who wanted Drake gone. Before that, Pusha T exposed a secret son, not in a press leak, not in a tell-all, but in a diss track, in front of the whole world. And before any of that, the ghostwriting accusations, the vulture label that never fully went away. The culture tried everything it had: rap battles, exposés, diss tracks, a federal lawsuit. None of it worked. On May 15th, Drake drops Iceman. Somebody explain this to me. Let's get to it. Meet me on the other side.
I am Broadway, the lyricist, homie, just let me do my thing.
Now, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on the L's because y'all already know. But let's make sure that we're all on the same page before I get into the part that actually matters. Pusha T, 2018, exposed a secret son in a diss in front of the whole world. Drake could not respond. That's a loss. Ghostwriting accusations. The culture debated that for years. In hip-hop, where lyrical authorship is everything, that wound doesn't close easy. Vulture label, dancehall, Afro beats, UK drill. Every 2 or 3 years, Drake shows up in somebody else's sonic neighborhood, dominates commercially, then bounces. That conversation never went away. Then Kendrick drops Not Like Us, performed it at the Super Bowl in front of 130 million people. Drake fires back. Kendrick wins definitively. Drake sues Universal Music Group for defamation. The judge throws the case out in October. Lost in a rap battle, lost in a lawsuit, had a secret son exposed, got accused of not writing his own bars, and been called a culture vulture for over a decade. Name me another rapper who survives all of that. But here's the part of this whole story that nobody's talking about. Because the L's, that's the easy part of this conversation. The part that should actually bother you, that's where we're going next. Stay with me. Here's the thing that gets lost about Drake in every debate. He doesn't operate on hip-hop's terms. He never did. And that's what saved him every single time. Let me explain what I mean. Hip-hop has a code, authenticity, street credibility, lyrical authorship. And Drake has been questioned on all of it. But here's what the culture never accounted for. Drake built his empire in a completely different dimension. His audience was never just hip-hop heads. From Take Care to Views, he was pulling listeners who never heard of Pusha T, who didn't know who Meek Mill was, and who didn't care who won the rap battle. They cared about how the song felt at 2 in the morning. I'm talking about 100 billion streams on Spotify. Not one of the top artists, the most streamed artist in history. That number's not built on hip-hop heads keeping score on battles. That number's built on a global audience operating by completely different rules. If these are the kind of hip-hop conversations you want more of, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already, click that bell icon so you get notified when I post new content. We post every single week, and you do not want to miss what's coming. Now here's something nobody wants to give Drake credit for, and some of y'all might not like it. The Pusha T situation, Drake took that L and kind of used it to his advantage, and it made him a better father. He took Adonis out of hiding, started putting him in videos. He talked about fatherhood on records. He turned the thing that was supposed to finish him into something that people could relate to. You could call it calculated, you could call it PR, but somehow it worked. I guess in the streaming era, the audience doesn't want infallible. They want relatable. And then he waited, he let the Kendrick situation settle, he let the lawsuit play out, he let the internet move on to the next thing, and now, when the culture settled, he's back with Iceman. But stay focused on this next part, because what this says about hip-hop right now is actually the real conversation. Iceman is already projected 450 to 600,000 first week pure sales. I'm guessing they calculated that based on pre-saves. But either way, that is not a man that the culture has canceled. That's a man that the culture kept. But here's the uncomfortable part that I can't shake. Hip-hop was built on a culture that used to hold people accountable, that values the real voice over the commercial one. And if the culture threw everything it had at Drake, exposés, diss tracks, lawsuits, and none of it moved the needle, that doesn't just tell you something about Drake. That tells you something about where the culture is right now. But as always, that's just me. I want to hear from you. Did hip-hop hold Drake accountable, or did the culture go soft when it counted? And with Iceman dropping on May 15th, does it even matter anymore? Put it down in the comments. Y'all already know I read every single one, and I'm always down to chop it up with y'all down there. If you enjoyed this one and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Drop a like and click that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And if you want more videos just like this, click here to see more. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate y'all. Peace.